Well, Donald Trump, in his own words, just committed election fraud. Because he calls mail-in ballots mail-in cheating. He calls mail-in ballots crooked. Well, guess who just used a crooked, cheating mail-in ballot for an election this coming Tuesday in Florida? Right, Donald Trump. Because these things are recorded, like in the Palm Beach County election office, and we know who's voted, and we know when they voted and how they voted. And that's how Donald Trump voted. See, Donald Trump is busy trying to scare the crap out of people, so to undermine our election system, right, in order to scare people and scare Democrats away from voting by putting a boogeyman under everybody's bed, that there is voter fraud rampant in America when there is not. Let me get that straight here. It's an immutable fact that voter fraud is so small in this country that it's almost non-existent, 0.0001%. Give an example. In Georgia, out of all the votes that were cast in 2020, the tens of millions of votes that were cast, 8 ballots were found to be fraudulent. 8. And Joe Biden didn't win Georgia by 8 votes. So it's not outcome determinative fraud. It's just fraud. People get caught. They sign penalty of perjury that they're not voting in 2 precincts at one time, or they're an American citizen, or whatever it is. And there's prosecutors and inspectors general and in bureaus of investigation that go after these people. It's not the reason to totally upend our entire system of voting, especially when Donald Trump is nothing but a fraud. Here's Donald Trump talking about crooked ballots during the State of the Union. Who can forget? Play it.
That cheating is rampant in our elections. It's rampant. I'm asking you to approve the Save America Act to stop illegal aliens and others who are unpermitted persons from voting in our sacred American elections. That cheating is rampant in our elections. It's rampant. All voters must show proof of citizenship in order to vote. And no more crooked mail-in ballots except for illness, disability, military, or travel. None. Why would anybody not want voter ID? One reason, because they want to cheat. There's only one reason. They want to cheat. They have cheated, and their policy is so bad that the only way they can get elected is to cheat. And we're going to stop it. We have to stop it, John. These people are crazy. I'm telling you, they're crazy.
And just in the last week, when he went to Memphis, Tennessee, to try to take credit for the falling crime rate, he also said that he referred to mail-in ballots as mail-in cheating. I think by the time he made this next statement, he had already voted by mail-in balloting in Florida. Play the clip.
We'll never lose a race. For 50 years, we won't lose a race. We want voter ID. We want proof of citizenship. And we don't want mail-in ballots except for the military far away, except for people that are ill, disabled, or people that are away. Even for a vacation, we'll be generous, okay? Other than that, we don't want mail-in ballots because mail-in ballots, they cheat.
Now, what Trump's really trying to do is to force this SAVE Act to require not just like proper identification for voting, because even the Democrats are not that upset about that, but citizenship, to show proof of citizenship, a birth certificate with your proper name on it. People that got married and changed their names or adopted, good luck, or a passport, which 40% of America doesn't even have. Or a combination of both. Now, Donald Trump wants to use and wants to drive all of the tourist and business commuters crazy who are at airports by forcing the Republicans not to compromise about a partial shutdown of the government and the TSA in particular, because the Democrats are still holding ICE and Border Patrol and Department of Homeland Security accountable until they see major changes. Trump's like, don't bargain with the Democrats. Let's just have long lines literally in Atlanta that stretched out the door and outside for a lineup for TSA. That's like a 4 or 5 hour line. I've been to Atlanta airport many, many times to visit family. And what does Trump do to try to save the day? He sends in ICE, right? Maybe as a test run. Oh, well, let's just do a test run with ICE to see how we'll use them during the election. right? I mean, that's what Steve Bannon recently said. So he sends them there not to help process people to get them to their planes on time, but to drive everybody crazy, to actually cause delays, try to continue to capture illegal immigrants at the airport instead of helping get people to their planes, their business meetings, their vacations, their loved ones, their travel, their homes, whatever, on time. They don't even know why they're there. So this is all a charade, right? To try to get the SAVE Act passed. See, it's stuck in the Senate. And it's not going to get passed in the Senate because the Democrats have said they will filibuster, right? It's a procedural move. It used to be, we'll talk at length for weeks at a time to block the bill. But just by putting up the filibuster, in order to overcome the filibuster, the Senate Republicans have to have 60 votes, and they don't have 60 votes. So the SAVE Act is not getting passed. And Trump wants to make this a major issue. But he doesn't want to tell the American people, like, mail-in ballots when you guys use them is crooked and corrupt and cheating. But when I use it, I happen to live in the White House and I got to vote back in Florida where I've been registered since 2019. It's this kind of hypocrisy that's just, we can't let it go. One of the reasons we do so many videos and so many hot takes, if you want to know our business model here at MeidasTouch and Legal AF, is because we need to platform these events that get kind of ignored by mainstream media and don't get enough focus and attention, or at least not the level of drill down and analysis that you have come to rely on here on MeidasTouch on Legal AF. We're back to why independent journalists and commentary is so important, and ones that aren't, sort of beholden to corporate parents. Like, I don't worry about profits. I don't worry about shareholders. I worry about my audience. I worry about being credible and authentic and truthful. And that's why I'm here, I remember when I first started this, my wife was like, "Oh, I want to see you on CNN." I'm like, I don't. That's not where I want to, that's not where the people are that I want to be with. I want to be with them here. And so we grab these stories about elections and voting that matter so much to our audience, and we're like a dog with a bone. We don't let up on it. We don't both sides it. We focus. We give you, facts to make your own opinion. We give you our good faith, honest commentary, which you rely on and we appreciate. So that's why all of this goes on in the MeidasTouch and Legal AF ecosystem. It's, I don't just want it to be at the bottom of a bird cage. Donald Trump votes mail-in balloting. It's like buried in the New York Times. I don't want it to be buried. I want to drill down on it with heavy artillery to show the hypocrisy and the immorality and the lawlessness of this administration. And to those that continue to follow him, he doesn't respect you. He takes advantage of you. He hopes you don't know about these things, right? He patronizes you, and he doesn't think much about your intellect, because if he did, he wouldn't think he could get away with it. And we don't let him get away with it here on MeidasTouch at Legal AF. Take a minute, hit the free subscribe button here. Help us grow to 2 million subscribers on Legal AF. Together, this is what, if you wondered what an independent commentary and journalism on a network looks like, this is it. Till my next report, I'm Michael Popok. Can't get your fill of Legal AF? Me neither. That's why we formed the Legal AF Substack. Every time we mention something in a hot take, whether it's a court filing or a oral argument, come over to the Substack. You'll find the court filing and the oral argument there, including a daily roundup that I do called, wait for it, Morning AF. What else? All the other contributors from Legal AF are there as well. We got some new reporting. We got interviews. We got ad-free versions of the podcast and hot takes. Where? Legal AF on Substack. Come over now to free subscribe.